Well, welcome everybody. This is really exciting to see all our people joining us from everywhere. We've got people from Israel, Michigan, Southern California, Florida, New York, and San Diego, Washington, all over the place. So if I forgot you, I'm sorry. It's kind of where I am right now. Welcome to our chapter meeting. We're going to speed through some business and then we're going to go ahead and do the presentation. Schedule is chapter business, then share art, visit, and gift card raffles. Slideshow if we can get to it. I'm more concerned about getting through the neurographic drawing presentation. And after that, we'll be ending off with the Zoomers because you guys don't need to have to sit there while we do our in-house donated supplies raffle. But thanks again for coming. I really appreciate it. We got a pretty good group today. All right, so first order of business is to talk about the 2024 convention in Brea. Really excited about that. Karen is the chapters person in charge, and so thanks for setting in on this. Probably the thing that I'm most concerned about is that we're going to have we have to man the hospitality room. That has to be manned from Monday to the end. So people, don't worry about it. Yeah, Ruth's going to be in charge of that, and Ruth has that handled. So that's pretty exciting. Good. The swag bag is another big part of when people come in. I'm not sure. Orly, you haven't attended a convention yet. I think pretty much everybody else has. Yes, no, maybe?
I haven't had, no.
Right. Well, if you happen to get to come, one of the first things that happens is when you come to the hospitality room to register and get your badge, you get this amazing swag bag. Well, Betty and Paul, every time we've had a Brea convention, they receive all of the boxes of goodies from all of the sponsors and put them in the bags. And those are what get handed out at each of the, to each of the registered attendees. It's a big job. So this is the first year that I'm going to be around for that. And so we're going to make sure that they get some help. So they fill up their living room and walk around and drop in each of the bags. So I get to see what that looks like.
Living room, entry.
See if we can fit a person or two in there to get you some help. So we have a pretty tough act to follow. The Cincinnati chapter really pulled out all of the stops, and I'm like, that didn't add any pressure. Anyway, so, you know, expect a lot of brainstorming. Hopefully, you know, you'll get pulled in, different members will get pulled in to help. I'm really excited about, you know, meeting some new people and getting, I've been told by several people that they really enjoy the Brea show. This is going to be like the 4th time we've done it over the years. The last one was in 2019. So I was there as a new member, but this is my first time as president. So fortunately in Florida and Cincinnati, I got to see a little bit behind the scenes. The governing board does the bulk of the work, thank goodness. You know, we just kind of have to be there and support them, but they have a working machine and it's pretty exciting to see what they do. The first 3 days that regular members don't experience is, well, actually the first 2 is the DC forums. Jan has run that before, and the presidents or their representatives come in and we battle plan what to do for the chapters. So if your chapter is experiencing any issues, you know, see what you can do to help or see what suggestions you can make. And the governing board takes things very seriously and they do listen. So that was a neat thing to do, to see, especially this year when it wasn't so, I could tell what was going on. it was easier for me to participate. So there's a lot going on when you renew your membership and you pay the governing board, cpsa.org, the parent organization. They do a lot to keep our chapters in place. You know, they give us our tax, our tax status, and provide a really good framework for the individual chapters. So that's enough of an advertisement for the governing board. Let's see. So we had 9 people plus members, plus spouses attend the Cincinnati convention. So we had a really good representation. And so of course, now that we're hosting, we're going to have a whole lot more people. So that's pretty exciting. Let's see. I wanted to remind everybody that Explore This is the call for entries is now open until the deadline is November 15th. So who's planning to enter that? I know I am. And by the way, if you had something that you entered a year or so ago and it got rejected, try again because it's a different judge. So that kind of opened up the possibilities. You never know who's going to like what. All right, time to renew membership. The deadline to be included in the CPSA roster for 2024 is 10/31. And if you joined or renewed near May 2023, you're good until next year. And if you don't remember when you paid, let us know, we'll look it up. Or the governing board will look it up. Just depends on which organization you're not sure of. Do you have a question, Helen? Okay. I saw a wiggle.
Oh, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Are people finding it hard to get into the CPSA to renew their membership?
Are you talking about the main one?
The main one, yeah.
Yeah, I had to work with Kathy for a day and a half and get my husband involved with it. And we had to try all different kinds of servers and computer things, but she was working really hard to try and figure out what was going on. So yeah.
Yeah, because I've tried several times, and you get to the point where you hit the register or whatever, and it just spins and spins and spins. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you talking about membership for this next year?
Yeah.
Right, for the CPSA.
Right.
The one.
Okay. I'll pass the message on, but I haven't experienced any problems myself. So
Okay.
I will
found a
pass the
couple of
message
bad
on. Though.
links.
I had the problem too. I tried to sign up as soon as she sent the email, and I had a problem. She told me just to wait the IT, and then I went back this week and I got in.
Because I did the same thing, but I still am having problems. So I think I'm just going to mail mine in.
Okay.
At this point, that's probably safer, but I'll let them know that there seems to be a problem.
Okay, thank you.
Good to know.
Kathy is so aware of the problem
Okay.
because she worked with me for 2 days on it.
Okay. So it's not just a San Diego thing.
No.
They have Cox.net and it's iffy. I lived down there for a year and a half, and that was a pain in the neck. And I know that still comes up as a problem. Okay. Should not have any problem on our website. So let me know if you experience anything. We're still in the renewal revamping stage, but that function should be working okay. But let us know if you're having any issues. Next, we have had one banner year for members getting into shows, getting into publications, getting awards. Gary's artwork is the gift that keeps on giving. All over the place. Lena Johnson is rocking and rolling. She got a piece purchased for a permanent collection down at the Laguna Art Museum, and multiple things, lots of press. So watch the next newsletter for details on all of those. Sharon also is down there rocking and rolling with Gary at the Foothills Art Association. And Rhonda's got all kinds of things going on. We went down and saw her piece in the watercolor, International Watercolor exhibit that was absolutely gorgeous. I still want a print of that. And anyway, so send me your good news.
Sue,
Yes,
Rich won Best of Show last week at the Cypress Show.
multiple awards for Rich. He also got Best of Show in our, this is Rich over here, Rich Boyd. He has this beautiful picture of a ranch manager. So he got Best of Show for that and Best of Show in Cypress. And Huntington Beach Art League, multiple things this year.
Too many to mention.
Yes, you're all over the place. He says too many to mention, and he's right. I can't keep track of everybody. But I do need to get that out in our next newsletter. So please give me your good news and we will get it in there. It's very helpful being able to do it online. So that seems to be the format that works. So watch for the MailChimp that says newsletter. Okay. I think we're ready for Ruth. Are you ready for a treasurer's report?
We've got 30 seconds.
Okay, short and sweet. We like it.
Okay, just have some bit of activities.
Right. Okay.
Our balance is $2,086.74.
Okay, $2,086.74. This is good. In the right direction. All right. Okay, and Karen, you got a little membership data for us?
We are currently at 47.
47 members. Awesome. Thanks everybody for renewing. I appreciate that. Okay, so any questions or comments before we go into presentation? I've already chatted quite a bit. We got everybody up on screen. All right. I think we will go ahead and start this thing. So just a little side note, when I sent out the notice on what was happening for the meeting, I got a note from Karen. Gail just walked in. I got a note from, not Karen, from Vera wanting us to document this so that, you know, she's interested in putting an article in the To the Point. So no pressure. Thanks, Vera.
She's always got your back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was a pretty interesting exchange. I said, oh, great, I'll try and document it. And she said, well, I'll need this, 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 and this. And I'm like, oh, great. Okay, fine. All right, so in-house people, you have a folder with the material that we're going to be showing on screen. And you also have paper, you have a backing sheet so that if you use markers, it doesn't go through onto the table. And you've got colored pencils. There's more materials over here at this table if you need them. You've also got templates for random additional shapes to add to your piece. Yeah, just grab the whole thing.
You can stand up, you're not on camera.
Oh, I don't want
Me?
to. It's okay.
Stand up and walk.
Paul's got it covered.
No, I don't.
Well,
I just live with it.
close enough. All right. And, okay, so here we go. So why the heck are we doing this? Why did I start this? My viewpoint on doodles was that it was not interesting, not serious, silly. And, you know, even though Zentangle is amazing and structured and wonderful, I don't have the attention for that. And, you know, it's hard enough for me to do colored pencil. I do 20 minutes and then I'm out of there. I'm not the kind of person that can sit for hours and do something. So attention is very much an issue with me. But I saw this piece by Angela
All
Matushka
right, this is, yeah,
on Facebook. You can put it to the next page
well,
if you
that's
can.
only part of it. I mean,
There you go. Okay,
yes,
good.
but are you guys
Do you see
seeing the
that?
entire screen, or are you seeing with?
The entire screen.
I see your heading up at the top that has your file view, navigation, zoom, and I see the presentation.
As long as you're not seeing people.
Yep, I see the entire presentation.
Okay, great.
All right.
Okay, we're in business. This is a new thing for us. So I saw Angela's piece on Facebook and it caught my eye and I thought, well, that's interesting. And then she mentioned that she was trying neurographic drawing. And I thought, well, I don't even know what that is, but that's pretty. I kind of like that. And then I heard that Scott Crone, bless his heart, who teaches high school students art, which means to me he has the patience of a saint. And he's also very big into Scratchboard and the Scratchboard Association. So he's very, very detailed. And he's teaching a workshop on neurographic drawing today as we speak, and it's sold out. So when I heard that, I thought, well, maybe I should look into what the heck this is. And then I discovered it's, I kind of had it relegated to adult coloring books, which is not something I can think with, but a lot of people have done well and moved on to full-blown, like Bonnie Snowden. She started with adult coloring books and now she teaches thousands and is very successful. This is not my experience and it's not everybody's experience. So doodles just didn't do it for me. But I looked up the neurographic drawing and found videos, even ordered a couple of books. One turned out to be serious. The other one turned out to be mostly a coloring book, but it had some good ideas in it. And
Just so you know, you're not actually on camera.
that's right. It's totally fine. I'll wave those later. But I thought, oh, this thing kind of has a purpose behind it, and it's meant to have a neurological effect. So on to the next page. What is neurographic art? Okay. This was thought up by a Russian psychologist, and he in 2014. I'm going through it really quick. He's had big ideas for this, transforming the world creatively, using a drawing technique that links the conscious with the subconscious. And the idea is, I'm going to go through it. You guys will be able to read through the whole thing on the handout at some point. It doesn't require any drawing skill. If you can hold the pencil, you can do it. And it's good for all ages. And let's see. It says that research shows that the act of making art is good for the brain because it decreases stress levels and increases focus. So I found that on a website that focuses on art therapy. Okay, so asserted benefits: relieve anxiety, find peace and calm, reduce stress, gain clarity and perspective, meditation, express abstract thoughts, inner feelings, loosen up your physical and mental drawing muscles. And you just have to think, what would you want to accomplish with this? And Lord knows, I need to calm down and I need to focus. And new neural connections is really something that would be really beneficial at this point in life. It's being used a lot for art therapy, or you could just do it for fun. I'm thinking of a friend who's been doing these glue-on diamond dot things, and she's upset because it's so limiting. This is wide open, so I'll be giving her the information on this. I know more than one person that needs this for the stress relief. So I'll be passing this on to them. So if you've got a creative block, or you're on the phone and you want to doodle or just do something mindless, this is probably a good idea. And a lot of us need to loosen up. Okay. Neurographic lines. This is just for our in-house people already have a handout, but classic neurographic lines, and that word is kind of key. Classic neurographic lines are not straight, are not smooth, do not make a wavy regular pattern, and do not curve. Because the idea is that you are making a line that is not anticipated. You're changing direction as soon as you're aware that it's going in a specific direction. And you're going off the edges of the paper because that's your framework. So you're off the edges of the paper or blending into other lines. Classic neurographic lines. Of course, mind you, I did this with the computer, so it's probably a little smoother than it should be. But you have to work to avoid making the pattern. You naturally start tending in a direction, but you're avoiding that. So it's kind of turning off your brain while you're at it. Okay, the classic method is the one that utilizes those crazy kind of lines. And they're saying that it has the highest ability to build the new neural pathways, which you can kind of think with if you're having to fight old tendencies to make a certain kind of line. So this guy is saying it's the most meditative and therapeutic. You're doing a different kind of pattern. All right, the popular method uses curves, swoops. You see things with stars and lines and shapes, words, whatever. Could be different colors, could be metallic, but you know, this is more of the standard doodle. But people have doodled since they could drag a stick through dirt, so it's still persisting. Now we just do it while we're on the telephone. Okay, number 3 is the combo. Best of both worlds. Angela Matushka's piece has neurographic lines, repeating circular shapes and elements, flowing intersections, and blending of colors within the shapes. So what she does often is mandalas, which are very rigid, very symmetrical, with a similar kind of colors. So she's applied that colorways pattern to this, but it's much more free flowing. So I haven't had a chance to talk to her much about the difference she notices between the two, because the mandalas, of course, are meditative. But I need to talk to her more about what this is doing for her. We did get permission to use her artwork. Okay, so now's where you break out your pencils or your markers or whatever and do your first line, top to bottom, any angle. Once again, with computer, so it's really much smoother than it should have been. All right, and after that, one from top to bottom, any angle, going off the page or off your little square. You have no, yeah. Make sure that put the cardboard under it if you go to markers. All right. And I did not lie when I said it's simple exercise. Okay. Now you go from left to right, making the framework for the rest of the drawing. Now, gently round the intersections. You're trying to get the neuron effect. And as you continue with the drawing, round those intersections. Now, add repeating shapes around the intersections. You can vary the shapes. Now you're into mirroring and enhancing the lines and shapes, however you feel like doing that. So I've got different pen widths, some hand-drawn circles, some template circles. Give you a few minutes for that. Now, at this point, I'm thinking, well, okay, that looks interesting, but it's like anything when I start to color it in, and you can have an ugly stage even in this, which is surprising to me. See, that's part of the problem. You're still thinking old thoughts instead of just going with it. So this was my first exercise on this thing.
And did it on the computer.
Pardon me?
And did it on the computer.
And did it on the computer. Not the coloring part, but the other parts, yes.
You need a tablet and a stylus.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Something else.
And lots of scanning.
Mhm.
And then, because I kept building on the original one. All right, so when you get that the way you want, it's time to color. This is anything goes. This is where you elevate things to a higher level. Notice how you feel as you continue. It's so different from the normal, careful, know where you're going colored pencil. It might take a bit to relax, but that is the goal. All right, turn off your analytical brain and go for it. In looking at examples, I saw some interesting ones where they had done it on black with metallic markers. So you can add all kinds of things to it. You can go in different directions. This is just a simple version. So while you're working, see if you notice anything. Any initial discomfort, abstract ideas showing up, emotions, boredom counts, keep going. Take this chance to explore something not important, but purely creative for its own sake. Repeat as necessary and have fun. So thanks again to Angela Matushka for use of her art and inspiration. I am really looking forward to buying the recording for Scott Crone's workshop, because I can imagine if he's doing this with high school students, probably to get them motivated and give them a win on something that they feel like they can do. There's Izzy. Ellen's got Izzy. She's being a good girl. So that's what I've got. So how are we doing over there? I think we can switch over to full view again. I mean, this is pretty quick exercise, but it has a lot of potential. I'd like to know if anyone continues and gets something out of it. You can see that my rendition is not complete, but this is what I worked from. And the basic lineage I did on the computer, and everything else was built from there. So once I actually got it scanned and put in the slideshow, I thought, oh, that looks better than I thought. Because it looks ugly, you know. Of course, I did it on bond, so hopefully you're working on better paper than that. I think the results will be happier if you do that. We just have small sheets of paper in house that we're doing it on, but this is at least decent paper. The bond is terrible.
You're only doing it starting on the computer because you're doing the presentation.
Exactly, and
Otherwise, you would just-
I couldn't run good paper through my printer. My printer is not willing, so I had to deal with the bond.
This is interesting, Sue. I have to stop myself from wanting to step back and go, okay, I need to add something here, and oh, that doesn't look balanced. I think I'm gonna try what you did. I tried on my computer and print it out on some watercolor paper
Perfect.
and play with it. But this is really makes you stop because you want to evaluate what you're doing as you go. And I guess that's not what you're supposed to be doing. You're just supposed to go with it.
Right, because there's a difference between your analytical brain and your creative blank brain. It's the flow state thing that I have such a hard time getting into because I can't do it for extended periods of time. And, you know, sometimes a little knowledge is dangerous.
How it would work if you just closed your eyes for the first couple of lines.
Oh, Paul brought up a good point. I wonder how it would work if you closed your eyes for the first couple of lines.
Yes.
Oh, that would be good.
I was just going to suggest, for someone like myself who works, who's on the phone, etc., it'd be great just to have on the side of your desk so that when you are on a call with a client or you're chatting with family or whatever, you can just be there plotting away with it, you know, not thinking about it because you're trying to focus on something else.
Right, exactly.
I think that's a great idea. And it's probably something I'm going to maybe try and have a go, see as I can't pick a pencil up at the moment. I think that's great.
Absolutely. And we all need kind of that mindless activity that isn't eating.
Yes.
You know, what tension reliever, it's, you know, this has been the summer from hell, and more doodling, I think, is probably a good prescription. You stay out of a lot more trouble that way. So I wanted to show a couple of the things that I got in my journey. I don't know how, can you make the screen bigger? I don't know if you guys can see.
Can you spotlight yourself?
We can actually see that. I know I can see that really well. So I'm assuming the other members can on Zoom.
So this was just the emergency delivery from Amazon.
Hold on.
Okay. So this is one of many. The Russian psychologist has a couple of books on Amazon as well, but they're in Russian. And they're very scientific, but you know, we've kind of distilled.
There you go.
Distilled the basic rules. Sorry about it being backwards.
Are you seeing reversed, or do I need to reverse that?
I can see it perfect. I can see the wording perfectly.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm seeing it all.
You were good where you were.
We're all backwards. And this is the other one. There are more than that. I also have an art therapy book, but it's on Kindle, so that won't do you guys any good. Sorry.
So which one did you recommend?
They're very inexpensive. This one has ideas. I don't necessarily recommend any of them. These are more in the kind of coloring book / art journal range. But, you know, if I'm giving it to my neighbor because she needs this kind of thing and she's not, that's just what she needs. And this one is more of the art journal thing. How do you feel and stuff like that. And I just want to make art. Even if it's something I used to think was a doodle. I need to think what else I was going to tell you about that. There's tons and tons of videos on YouTube, which is how I first dipped my toe. So that's really, there's a lot of things to look at and a lot of ideas, but I particularly liked Angela's piece. And that was, you know, I probably wouldn't have been inspired if I hadn't seen something that looked so pretty to me. Just her vibrancy and the line work and things like that. So worth checking out. Also, I will let you know what Scott's recording looks like, because I will definitely purchase that so we can get some more, and I'll pass on the data. But if you guys do some pieces, shoot me the some digital files. I'd like to see what happens and what your thoughts are on it. Just have a lot of fun with it. There's another possibility. Maybe we'll do some artist trading cards, and
Ooh, that's a great idea.
maybe we can exchange some of those at the holiday meeting. So, and if you far-flung people send me digital files, we'll just print them out and we'll share those.
We could, just a little idea, thinking of the holiday meeting, maybe we could do set aside and do some doodles, but leave the black, no colouring in, and hand those out to the other people. So you don't use your own and use the Christmas variations of colours you can do then and bring it back to the meeting in the new year. And we can see what you've created from someone else's doodle.
Sounds fun. Yeah. Little, short, and sweet. I like it. All right. So anybody have any questions or pointers or suggestions?
No, but it's very, it is very meditative.
Good.
It is very. And
Definitely.
it's also, I like, sometimes if I'm in it stuck, I'll do blind contour drawings of things just to get my hand moving. And this is also a really cool way just to get your hand and mind doing something, putting something on the paper. I really like this.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be using it more myself because, you know, sometimes I sit there and I think, well, I don't have time to work on anything serious. Well, not working on anything is detrimental. I actually felt that this last week where it's been so long since I've done anything serious that I'm actually aching for colored pencil, which is pretty new. Doing okay, Connie? Doing okay?
Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
Can we have people hold up what they've done so far so we can see what's happening?
Let's see if we can get that to happen. Anybody want to show anything?
Oh, that's big.
We have some on screen, guys.
Oh, beautiful.
Wow, how'd you get that done so fast?
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
This is Betty's.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
And this is Lisa's.
Oh,
Yeah, little, whoop, whoop, whoop. There we go. So, yeah, line work, love the shading, love the line
oh,
work.
wow, that's beautiful.
if everybody,
Let's see yours.
Yeah, let's take a picture.
so that,
Is the sound off or on?
Let's see, how do we do this?
Oh, somebody's working on black.
Oh, neat.
Oh,
Love,
that's cool on black.
and I love the black.
Cool, Linda.
You guys are really cranking. Okay, so this one is Ruth's and this one is Karen's. Nice,
Cool.
really nice. Okay. All right. Gary, we got everybody? Okay, here we go. This is Rich's. Rich does very detailed work and has designed and painted cars and doing all kinds of things. So this is definitely not his usual road, but the varying of the lines and the coloring, I love the color. So yeah, there's a lot of possibilities in this and it's just really interesting to see what happens. Rich just pointed out that in first grade, he did a piece of art and his teacher made a compliment, and the fact that he has a very vivid memory of that sparking something in him. I think we all pretty much had that, where we got some appreciation or recognition for what we did. And it kind of spoke to who we were. I remember kindergarten. I remember doing lots of crayon art and the teacher commenting on it. So if I'm right, we've all had that experience, and it's kind of like someone recognized you. Raise your hand if that's real.
I remember being asked opinion questions and being told I was wrong.
Yeah, well, analytical stuff is something else, and you know, that's kind of what happens.
The one thing that I've started doing is at Foothills, every month we have a new exhibit, and I will usually pick one piece of artwork and just get a Post-it note and write a little note and stick it on the back of the artwork for the artist.
Yeah, that recognition and what you're doing is you're communicating that you got their communication. You know, we don't necessarily think about, or at least I don't, it's something I'm realizing now, how much we put mentally, emotionally, and physically into a piece of art. We're there, we're putting it on paper, and all of our create. And to have that actually touch somebody and have them say something about it is just the most amazing thing. And if you put it into words, like you did, Gary, that's even more of, you know, they actually took the time to do that. And when you get a judge that does an analysis of the picture, this is what I saw in it, that's worth a lot. You know, it's even more than the award. It's the actual, you know, words that go with the thought that cause them to pick or appreciate that. So that's enough word salad for me. So is this a good time for us to do the slideshow?
Okay.
Okay, let's do that. So basically what we're doing is showing what is on the CPSA website, because my photos weren't sufficient for that. And it gives us a chance to appreciate together. If you see something that you want to comment on, that would be awesome.
So do we want all the entries or award show?
Do you want to see the entries all together, or do you want to just look at the awards?
All the ones that are accepted.
All of the accepted items.
Okay.
Okay.
Sue, I'm going to leave for now, but thank you so
Okay.
much for your presentation. It was wonderful, and I'll be looking for those handouts.
Wonderful. Definitely will get that out to you. Please, if I don't directly have your email, like Linda, and I think I might have everybody else's email. Linda, can you send your email address to sue.donzie@gmail.com? Thanks, Karen.
I'm going to join them as well. So it was great seeing you guys. I'm going to go and get ready to drive to Vegas for my next work job, and speak to you all soon. Have a good time.
Okay, thank you for dropping in.
That's okay.
Appreciate it.
I'll see you soon, Sue.
Okay, sounds good.
Bye.
Bye.
Was that Sue.Dante?
Donze, DONZE, like zebra Edward, @gmail.com.
Okay.
All right. and
Awesome.
Please send me your doodles. Vera would like to see them, I'm sure.
Definitely.
Okay, here we go.
No, hold on. only problem I have with this.
Sure. Okay. We need to include everybody in the Zoom raffle. It's, no, Lee James is not. She's- yeah, she's- So just a quick comment, we just did the drawing for the Zoomers for the $25 gift card. Carol Wolf, I'll be sending you an e-gift card for Blick for $25.
Wow, thank you so much.
You are welcome. I'll get that to you later today. More tomatoes. Tomatoes are very popular for the international exhibition. I think one year in 2019, we had at least 2 tomatoes. That one was pretty. That one looked like watercolor. It looked just like watercolor. Yeah. And how many portraits there were? Huge. This one was big, 19 by 29.
Wow.
You don't really get the sense of scale. I think we had at least 2 pieces of art with chickens. Oh, I don't.
Okay, Sue. It was gorgeous.
My quiet little piece. This was another one that was big.
Yeah, I loved that one.
It was really yummy. Yeah, another big one. Yay! Yeah. Very popular. You're killing with it. Okay, this was an interesting one. I'm very curious what she used to seal it because it had a real glossy effect. Tracy, lots of portraits this time. Deborah Friedman. She does rocks mostly, doesn't she? Yeah, this was over Gary's and was gorgeous. Yeah. Yep. Yep. I don't know why this makes me want to laugh. Oh, yay!
Yeah.
That one does not show as well in a slide. Yeah, best of show. It was killer. We got to see it here unframed. What's that? Yep. Yep. Another cute one. Chicken sniffing. What's wild is to see them on the big screen in the award ceremony. But you get to see all of the things that were submitted. This one was huge, 33 by 24. Yeah. He's the one that's doing the neurographic workshop today. Yeah, please.
She gave a wonderful workshop.
She really did. And I love that piece. That one also looks better in person. It's kind of dark in the slide. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. A lot of names I don't recognize, but they're doing incredible work.
I had to read that name.
Yeah. She's very nice, but I wouldn't want to say her name.
I practiced too much.
Oh, yeah, this looks like watercolor. She was part of the Blick trade show. Yay! Lots of portraits. Oh, this one cracks me up. She is a character. This one is a lot more nuanced.
Well, you're seeing it on here, but you're not seeing it in the projector.
Yeah. Yeah, she tends to do those.
Oh, we're looking.
No, I don't think so. It's probably a question I could ask. Right, right. Well, that was fun to share.
We'll see sort of the,
Do you want to see the awards? People who got awards? Okay. And it distills that down. You know, some of us got to see it in real life, but it's fun to look again. Yay! That was really subtle and very beautiful. Ah! Does she start from white paper? Does anybody know? I'd be curious to know if she starts with a black background. I love that one. And she does not use fancy paper either. That's from her Gail. I think she uses Kohinoor mixed media. Yeah. Nothing fancy.
Two Suzanne Marcel's. Two from Suzanne Marcel.
One was Susan Grimm. We'll have to look at it again. All right.
For this, anybody interested?
What's that? I think we're good.
Okay.
All right, my dears. Well, it's time for us to end off with the Zoomers because we're going to have our in-house raffle. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much. This was fun, and I'm going to keep playing with the one I started. So
Love it. Send it to me.
I
Thanks for including me. I really appreciate it.
All right.
thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Before everybody goes, I would like to ask a question.
Sure.
These slides and the work in this chapter and in CPSA in general are phenomenal. Why do quote unquote traditional artists look down at colored pencil artists?
Because they're ignorant.
I mean, even one of the art magazines had they didn't have a section on colored pencil art until Jesse Lane won the competition. And I'm taking a class now at Pierce College with John Paul Thornton. And I've been taking his portrait class for several semesters, and he won't even comment on my work since I'm not doing. He likes oil and watercolor second, and he won't even comment on my work.
Well, we may have to wait until all of those entitled
Snobs.
smug die off. And
Did you ever take any colored pencil books in for him to see? Did you share anything with him that would impress him?
What was the question?
do you ever take in any colored pencil books for him to see?
Maybe you should see
Actual publications.
Oh, he's done colored pencil art.
He's doing colored pencil art?
He's done it himself.
Oh, well.
But he just thinks that oil is, if you can't do oil, then you're not an artist.
I'd like to see him try sculpture then, and there's so many different mediums, and you know, that's too bad he's so close-minded.
He's
But
definitely.
if you can't do oil, a lot of people can't do oil because they don't have the ventilation.
Exactly. And
like, okay.
I mean, it's just very, like I said, he won't even, the last piece that I put up for him to comment on was, his comment was, "You're doing well, just keep on doing what you're doing." Next.
He doesn't know enough to comment on it. Actually, that's probably what's going on.
He's a very popular teacher.
Yeah, who knows what he does when he uses colored pencil. Invite him to the convention next year.
Aha.
Send him the link to the website and the exhibition portion.
That is a great idea.
You know,
all I can think of is he learned that from some other artist, from some other teacher, and that's too bad.
Well, I've seen it in books as well. You know, you can do all these other things, but not colored pencil, because that's just, that's just not worth it.
Well,
but it might be right that he just doesn't have the criteria to judge your work, and he's ashamed to make that visible.
Right. He doesn't know what you're doing to create it. He may have done colored pencil, but unless you've seen his colored pencil,
yeah,
you don't know what level he is.
Okay, I will. Inviting him to the convention is a great idea. I doubt if he will come, but I will certainly mention it.
Well, you can mention it to him that we're having it in Brea, and in the same email, send him the links that show the exhibition portion, and he can see the track record of exhibitions that they still have the images on. So
Better than that, I will put it on our class, class, like it's like a Facebook thing, but it's not Facebook, but I will put it there.
beautiful. And the more
Perfect.
people you refer, you may get people that are interested in the chapter, and we would love to have more people.
Okay,
You know, just-
okay, thank you.
They can always.
And by the way, I never win anything. So the fact that I won this was great. So thank you.
I'm so glad.
Good deal.
I'm so glad. All right, well, I'm gonna let you all go.
Okay,
so
thank you.
much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
It was a great.
Bye-bye.
See you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.